after the right after I'm just gonna keep talking. We'll do a very brief like scene setter. I'll I'll probably just I'll probably just I'll probably toss it to you and just be like, I've got, we're looking.
And now the starters for your Lander Bearcats. In goal, a junior from Lake Wales, Florida, number 0, Sarah Owen. A junior from Lake Mary, Florida, number 2, Kylie Epple. A junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 3, Devin Toomey. A junior from Delran, New Jersey, number 6, Brianna Taylor. A freshman from Aiken, South Carolina, number 7, Gracie Beeson. A senior from Lake Wales, Florida, number 9, Hannah Sinner. A senior from Irmo, South Carolina, number 10, Emily Germstad. A sophomore from West Columbia, South Carolina, number 12, Mackenzie Yandel. A junior from Clifton, Virginia, number 15, Brennan McCarthy. A freshman from Aiken, South Carolina, number 22, Haley Bollig. And a sophomore from Virginia Beach, Virginia, number 28, Kelsey Fisher. The Bearcats are coached by Chris Ayer and Noel McDaniel.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Greenwood, South Carolina. Welcome to broadcast number 1 of the 2019-20 campaign for the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Hi, everybody. I'm Rickson Lane, joined alongside by Joey Ellis as we are tonight live from Van Taylor Stadium as we get ready for the women's soccer season opener. The Bearcats taking on the visiting Converse Valkyries from just down the road in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And as we go through the evening, we will certainly be keeping in mind all those affected on the coast and the areas of Florida where many of these players hail from, and on the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia, as well as Hurricane Dorian continues to bear down. And we certainly hope everyone is safe and enjoying the broadcast this evening, and we keep you in our thoughts and our prayers as we move forward. Joey, tonight, these Lander Bearcats, the women's soccer team, they come into this season with expectations maybe as high as they've ever been for this program, coming off their first ever trip to the NCAA tournament, an outstanding 2018 campaign. They want to continue that here in 2019.
Yes, as you said, they came off a brilliant campaign from last season and look to continue their good run as we start the 2019 campaign.
Let's give you the starters now. First, the visitors for the Converse Valkyries. In goal, the junior from San Angelo, Texas, Darian Bankston. She will be protecting the pipes tonight for the Valkyries. An interesting story for this Valkyries team, and as they've had a somewhat unusual offseason, we'll talk about that as we go throughout the broadcast. The back line is Izzy Fangman, number 15, a junior from Marshville, North Carolina, alongside number 23, Kayla Noon, a senior defender from Mooresville, North Carolina. In the midfield, it's Shan Munch, a sophomore from Brisbane, Australia. Number 10 is Morgan Westbrook, a senior from Campobello, South Carolina. Number 12, Aiden Cantor, a senior from Lake Worth, Florida. Number 20, Heaven Robinson, a junior from San Angelo, Texas. And number 33, A.C. Albritton, a junior from Chesapeake, Virginia. At the top of the formation for the Valkyries, number 21, Gianna Mancinelli, a senior from Atlanta, Georgia. Number 43, Jade Berwager, a junior from Travelers Rest, South Carolina. And number 3, Devin Plyler, a senior from Banner Elk, North Carolina. That's the starting 11 for Scott Fogarty. For the Lander Bearcats, Sarah Owen, the junior, and the third-year starter in goal. She will start tonight out of Lake Wales, Florida. In front of her on the back line is number 2, Kylie Eppel, a junior from Lake Mary, Florida. Number 3, Devin Doomey, a junior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Number 9, Hannah Sinner, a senior from Lake Wales, Florida. And number 15, Brennan McCarthy, a junior from Clifton, Virginia. In the midfield, it will be Mackenzie Yandel, number 12, a sophomore from West Columbia, South Carolina. Number 22, Haley Bollig, a freshman from Aiken, South Carolina. And Kelsey Fisher, a freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia. She wears number 28 as we kick things off. Attacking for the Bearcats tonight, number 6, Brianna Taylor, a junior from Delran, New Jersey. She'll be working up top along with Gracie Beeson, freshman from Aiken, South Carolina. Emily Germstad, a senior out of Irmo, South Carolina.
Emily Germstad with a quick read there to steal the ball away. Shot just saved by the goalkeeper, by Darian Bankston from San Angelo, Texas. She's a junior goalkeeper for Converse Valkyries.
Germstad showing why she was selected as one of the preseason all-conference picks for the Peach Belt Conference. She is the first all-conference preseason selection for this Lander Bearcat club since 2014 when Casey Black was honored prior to that 2014 campaign. There's a long ball down the near side, but Center will corral it for the back line for the Bearcats and hand to McCarthy.
Lander already controlling the front line, trying to put pressure on Converse's backfield as much as they can. Interesting note, Converse has never beaten the Lander women's soccer team. 11-0-0 Lander is against Converse.
Looking to run that record to 12 straight in the series history over the Valkyries. This is a Converse team that's coming in with some uncertainty after a 2-win campaign last year. And Scott Fogarty, down on the pitch talking to him prior to the meeting tonight, this is only about his second week on the job in Spartanburg, South Carolina. An abrupt resignation of the head coach at Converse led to a quick interim hiring, and Fogarty was the man who was chosen for the job, so he is still certainly in the learning process of getting to know his club and his players becoming familiar with him. And they've got a tough test tonight in their opener as the Bearcats work the ball to the near side. And as we look out on the pitch and you watch on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network, we know those shadows are tough as Fisher tries to play a through ball there, but it's intercepted by the Valkyrie defense.
Yeah, the shadows will play in effect for about the next 15 to 20 minutes, but so these players will have to battle the sun down on this right side as Lander goes from left to right in our vantage point.
The Bearcats are accustomed to this, and hopefully we get a little cloud cover there as Center works it near side. Now Fisher, as they work it back into the middle. This is Germstad weaving it across the pitch, and now one touch ahead to Taylor. Taylor going to try to get a ball on the way to Eppel, but the offsides flag goes up, and Kylie Eppel will be called for offsides.
A good idea right there, but she led Kylie Eppel just a little bit too far, and Eppel started to run a little bit too early as well. So
3 minutes into this opener, scoreless between the Bearcats and the Valkyries. And we're glad to have you join us tonight on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. And we remind you that all Lander home soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, and wrestling and lacrosse events, majority of them at least, will be found right here on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Early on, as you said, Joey, the Bearcats controlling the ball in Converse's end of the pitch, and right as I say that, Valkyries take it away. A run far side from Plyler.
A little bit of a mishit on that ball right there as it goes towards the sideline, but a nice heel overhead. The ball is headed out of bounds, and that will be a Converse throw.
Valkyries with possession down in front of the Bearcat bench. Lander last season getting off to such a strong start. These Bearcats came into the year really not quite sure what kind of club they might have. They felt they might have a good one, and then rattled off a 5-0-1 start last year. Were not handed their first loss of the season until the final week of September. Took a 7-1-1 record into October en route to a 12-2-3 campaign. Finished second in the Peach Belt Conference, tying the best finish, or pardon me, setting the record for the best finish in school history.
Lander with a great build that's just called offside.
Early on, the Bearcats have had some opportunities, and just a couple of balls a little off time as another offsides call against the Bearcats. It's their second one of these opening 5 minutes.
Converse puts the ball back in play into the midfield area. Ball it's kicked out of bounds, and it's a Lander throw. And as we said, Lander working left to right for this first half.
Back and forth go the possessions here in the early going. McCarthy, push it left side. 2 freshmen in the starting 11 for Chris Eyre. Haley Bollig and Gracie Beeson. Bollig a midfielder and Beeson a forward. It's now a run near sideline. A nice little move there from AC Albritton. And the ball taken back. There's the veteran defender Eppel. And her pass just trickles out of bounds on the near sideline.
The flow of this game so far is a little consistent. It's a little fast on Lander's side. Converse is getting a few good runs so far.
Yeah, that's to be expected here in the opening minutes, no matter what kind of outcome you expect. As Taylor's now got to run. Taylor on the near side. Taylor going to put it in the middle, off the crossbar on the one-time effort from Germstad, and she just missed it. It clangs off the top of the crossbar and collected by Bankston as Converse dodges one there.
Best run of the night as Gracie Beeson threw balls at the end to Brianna Taylor, and she crosses it in and deflects off her teammate right onto the crossbar. And as we said, a little shaky here in the beginning of the first game. That's to be expected.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say before Taylor went on that run. You know, no matter what teams you've got playing, this is the first time they have seen in a live game an opposing squad. And we've had some scrimmages, obviously, but a little different when the stands are full and the lights are on, and there's that expectation, that excitement of the first match of the year, and both teams just kind of getting their sea legs under them, for lack of a better term, here in the opening 8 minutes, although the Bearcats have had, as you've mentioned, some chances, and none better than the one they just put together with the 2 veterans up top in Taylor and Germstad.
Lander has controlled possession for most of this first half so far. There's been a few runs by Converse, as just a minute ago they had a good one that was just easily swallowed up by the goalkeeper, Sarah Owen, junior from Lake Wales, Florida.
Owen, a veteran in her own right as a junior. She is a staple of this Bearcat lineup, now in her 3rd season as the primary starting keeper.
And now as the sun works its way into the lower half of the sky, under the trees, we'll see a little bit better play on both sides. Lander works towards the back, trying to build the run back up.
McCarthy swing it far side. 36-35 showing on the clock here in the first half as we've gone just over 8.5 minutes of opening play. Back into the middle, a fight for the loose ball. It is poked into the center. It's a good effort there by the Bearcat midfield, but nobody was home.
A good clean play right there. Good job by the ref to swallow the whistle and let him keep playing there as the ball trickles out for a Lander throw.
I don't believe we've had a foul yet in this one. Fairly clean open. Can you imagine in this opening match, the referee's towing the line, and that's a nice move there as a freshman.
Gracie Beeson crosses it into Emily Germstad. She's into the box here.
Left
crosses
side.
to her left side.
Shot high.
over the bar.
Germstad. A great effort set up by a beautiful play from Beeson, and Germstad with her second crack in front of the goal, and that one misses high as well. So the Bearcats continuing to apply some pressure this Converse defense, and obviously Chris Air going to want them to hammer home some of these efforts, but got to like that they have created the opportunities here in the first 10 minutes. Ball continues to be played on Converse's end of the pitch.
Nice back heel cross into the box and just over the head of everybody as it trickles towards the corner.
Going down to that far right-hand side.
Converse kicks it out for a Lander throw on the.
Bearcats will have possession now as we've gone just over 10 minutes in the opening period. It'll be Epple to throw it in. She'll send it into the middle. Played hard and a fight from Beeson to get it back. Now Beeson sends it into the middle, and that was off of Doomy. Germstad in the middle, shot on the way, another one off the crossbar. That time Taylor was the one who missed it. Lander just sniffing all around that net, but they cannot knock one in.
Darian Bankston's best friend right now is the goalpost and the crossbar. It saved her from 2 goals at this point so far.
Yeah, Bankston actually hasn't had to make a save yet. Lander, 2 shots on target, have hit the bar.
The bar both times and one sailed over.
The ball booted out of play by the Bearcats. Now Converse with a throw in. This is the deepest they've been on Lander's half of the pitch all day.
I've been fairly impressed by Converse's run so far. As you said, they had an abrupt resignation of their head coach, and a new head coach seemed to be impressing so far, just over 10 minutes into this game.
The Valkyries holding their own, have been aided by a couple of misfires from the Bearcats, but not at 0-0 here. Now Beeson will work it into the middle. Epple with space. Epple along the side to Germstad. Germstad, a nice touch. Now she wants to turn the corner, and she will. Germstad in the middle. Epple gonna fire and score! There it is. Lander set up several chances, and they bury that one. And it's Germstad to Kylie Epple. And the junior from Lake Mary, Florida, puts it in the back of the net with 33-22 to go in the first half of play. Bearcats up 1-0.
A great run-up after 3 missed chances so far. We finally find net with Kylie Epple scoring the first goal of the season for the Lander Bearcats.
And Germstad just threaded the needle right in the middle.
Emily Germstad with the assist on that play.
A nice job there by Lander as they just continued to create chances, and the Bearcats will grab the lead. 1-0 Lander on top. Now the Bearcats with that early lead, and a misplay. Now the Valkyries with possession as Mancinelli had it, but now back to the Bearcats and Beeson.
To work back up with Beeson, she gives it in to Brianna Taylor. Brianna Taylor with back, and the foul is called.
Looks like it's going to be called on Lander.
The first foul of the match so far, and Lander will get a free kick out of this. Lander working back up to the near side, and a good move by Brianna Taylor here.
Into the middle, too far for Germstad. There were 2 options in the box there. Once again, nervous moment for that Converse back line. Now center will chase it down from the near sideline. Fisher one time to Epple. Epple looking for move, and the ball's booted out of play by Westbrook.
I think the pressure should be relieved now as Lander finally got on the board to start this season.
And the Bearcats, when you come into a match like this, you're anticipating, or at least you've been told you're the favorite in this match. An NCAA tournament team coming against a team with a new coach and off a tough slate last year. Sometimes as the game wears on, if that scoreboard is still knotted even, the pressure, it goes on the team that was supposed to come in and get a W. But now Lander with a early lead, and of course the Bearcats would love to continue to add on.
The ref rules it just off the foot of a Lander Bearcat. It'll be a Converse throw. The sun almost completely down under the trees here at Van Taylor Stadium.
We certainly do appreciate that, as I'm sure you do watching along on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network as well. It goes Germstad again down the side. Germstad in traffic, and that ball is going to be booted out of play. That's a nice job on the back line. It looks like that was Mancinelli who got over and sent that ball, actually that was Westbrook again, sent that ball out of bounds on the sideline and did not allow a corner kick opportunity for Lander.
Lander getting the throw in. She asked for the long throw into the box.
Shielded away nicely.
Lander keeps possession. Keep working towards the right goal here.
A run left side in the middle. Now sent back up top. Bearcats play a little triangle there, and now we'll clear it back and center with all sorts of space to operate. The middle to Fisher. Fisher going to send it on. Germstad reverses back into the middle, into the top of the box now. Shot on the way and high. Taylor again took aim and fired, but airmails that one.
Lander with 4 brilliant chances so far in tonight's match. Only have accomplished 1 goal so far.
Putting a lot of shots in the direction of that net. I imagine that eventually they'll continue to fall. And of course, Chris Ayer likes it on the backside. Valkyries have not had a look at Sarah Owen yet. Lander has completely neutralized the Valkyrie threat here in the, at least the first third of this first half. A 6-1 advantage in shots for the Bearcats. Mancinelli attempted the only one for Converse, and it was wide of the goal.
Lander quickly plays it back in. They work towards the goal once again. Converse boots it out, and Lander has another throw closer to the goal. Working a little slower here ever since that first goal was scored, trying to be a little conservative and open up some passing lanes, try to get everyone comfortable with each other.
This is a club that, for Lander, got a lot of returners and a lot of experience for the Bearcats. It's Fisher sends it near side. Eppel's got some room. See the Bearcats flood the box here. Eppel gonna cross it on the way, and it's collected on the back line there by the Valkyrie keeper Bankston.
She made it look easy, but that was not an easy save. She had to spring backwards, and he barely got it on her fingertips before it goes into the corner of the goal.
I thought for a second there it might elude her grasp, but she came down with it. Almost a misplay on the back by the Bearcats, but they'll maintain position as Mancinelli was bearing down. 1-0 Lander, just under 27 minutes remaining in the first half of play here at Van Taylor Stadium. Now they'll run up the middle. Germstad weaving through traffic. Germstad's got to hesitate and sends it along to Fisher. Fisher, chip it up ahead. Bankston, oh my goodness, a big collision in the box as that was Taylor who flew headlong into the box, and Bankston comes away with it, and Taylor's going to be assessed a yellow card. And Brianna Taylor plays this game with no regard for herself or those around her at times, and she is an aggressive player and was looking there for the pass from Fisher. Bankston just got to it first, and Taylor went high up in the air, but fortunately it looks like came down on her feet. No one particularly worse for wear.
As you said, Bankston came down with it first. Breonna Taylor there, she was onside, so she was trying to get to the ball, but as you said, just a mistake of a play so far. But Bearcats still leading 1-0 as we cross into under 26 minutes remaining in the first half.
Taylor is an incredibly effective goal scorer, and you got to be able to take some chances if you're going to be that. Last season, Taylor in 16 matches, 9 goals, 6 assists, good for 24 points. She had a 158 shooting percentage.
Cross in to Emily Germstad. She crosses into the box. Here's Breonna Taylor.
Taylor's shot saved by Bankston. Fisher going to give her another opportunity, but she's crowded and the ball's poked away. Now Germstad left side. Taylor continuing to fire. There's a high shot off of Bankston's gloves, and there's a missile there from Devin Doomey.
And that'll be the first corner of the night for the Lander Women Bearcats.
Doomey with a great effort there to get it on target, and Bankston couldn't come down with it.
Breonna Taylor playing a little bit aggressively after she received a yellow card that was not to her liking.
Anyone that thought that Taylor would rein it in and play conservatively has not watched Breonna Taylor play very often. She's not going to change her playing style.
Emily Germstad and Kelsey Fisher over there in the corner as they take a quick shot out towards midfield.
That style almost resulted in a Bearcat goal there. Ball sent on, chance for McCarthy off the post and deflected away. My goodness, how many times can Lander hit a post or a crossbar? Another one.
By my count, I think that's 3 now.
At least in the first half, and we've still got 24 minutes to go. Tell you what.
Talking about having good fortune on your side, Converse seems to have it, even though they have allowed the 1 goal. It could be a lot worse at this moment.
And credit Bankston, because she saved a couple of chances there before that corner. Taylor and Doomey both had decent looks at it. Taylor's especially was pretty close to point blank. And Bankston got there and made the stop.
Once again, Lander with a brilliant run here as it's stopped by Morgan Westbrook. She kicks it. She boots it out of bounds, and it'll be a Lander throw here on the near sideline at midfield. .23 minutes to go here in the first half. Kylie Epple throws it into Hannah Center. They work the back line, working towards midfield, crosses over to the far sideline. Mackenzie Yandel back to Brendan McCarthy.
Epple.
Up to Epple, they cross over.
Beeson now into the box. Beeson looking for help, reverses direction again, back to the center, but it's intercepted by the Valkyries. Fisher wins it back for Lander, and Fisher will try to play it to Beeson, now poked away, foot race for it, and Converse gets there in time, saves it on the end line, the sideline rather, but nobody's there for the Valkyries, and center will collect it easily. Beeson made a couple of nice moves to get some space to operate, but the Bearcats can't get a shot off.
Converse's defense has tightened up in the last few minutes. They seem to be playing with a lot of motivation right now. As aforementioned early in the broadcast, Lander has never lost to the Converse Valkyries. They're 11-0-0.
Space into the middle, a turn, the ball poked free. Fisher gonna fire and off the post again. It barely nicked the outside edge of it. That one probably wasn't going in either way, but another ball for Lander that a real shame that you don't get credited for a shot on goal when it hits the post or the crossbar, because the Bearcats have peppered both of them so far tonight.
It's incredible, isn't it? 4 It's four or five that have hit the post or crossbar so far.
Well, people are going to, if you're not watching this match, people will look at these stats so far and think the Bearcats are just firing away kind of willy-nilly and not even coming close. They could not be coming any closer. Now, Epple trying to make something happen on the near side, and the ball out of play. That's a Bearcat throw-in. Here in the 25th minute of the opening half, landed with a 1-0 lead courtesy of Kylie Epple. Ball won by Aiden Cantor, the senior.
Aiden Cantor has been playing brilliant defense so far tonight, keeping some runs from happening. Brianna Taylor, everybody on Lander's team, they've had some good runs so far. They just can't get the cash in on them because if the goal was about 2 feet wider, Lander would be leading by much more than 1-0.
2 feet wider, 2 feet higher, and we might have a touchdown advantage. So we're going to foul call on Epple as she collided there with AC Albritton.
It looked like Lander's defender got there to the ball first, but they call a foul on Lander. Free kick for Sean Munch as Converse starts. Cross into the box, easily saved by Sarah Owen.
Bearcats working back end. Taylor working near side. Bollig, long ball ahead. Here's a chance for Germstad.
Germstad was onside. She crosses in between two defenders.
Into the middle, ball free. Opportunity. Taylor had it poked away from her, and the Valkyries knock it out of play. They say the ball's off of Taylor. Converse is going to have
foul
possession.
was called.
Oh, foul on Taylor. My mistake. I was about to say, I know that ball didn't go off of her. They will call her for the foul.
Bearcats playing a bit aggressively ever since all these shots have gone off the crossbar or the post. They seem very motivated to get a second goal. But on the flip side, Converse has to have a lot of motivation in this game so far. You know, as I said, they've never beat the Lander women Bearcats in soccer before. This is their first matchup since September 22nd, 2010 against Lander.
Well, this is a Converse program that has really been an interesting program to look at in the last few years. As of just about 6 or 7 years ago, it's another chance in the box for Lander. Ball pushed back by the Valkyries, unable to make anything happen with that one. It's a program that really had not been on anyone's radar for a long time, and then started to build things up a little bit in 2012 and 13. Went from 2 wins to 7 wins to 9 wins, and then in 2014 just exploded a 15-3-1 record. That was followed by a 12-7-1 record in 2015. Then with the departure of head coach John Constable, slid back to 500 2016 at 9-1, and then 4 wins in 2017 and 2 wins last year. So it's a program that has experienced some very exciting seasons, not in the too distant past, and they'd like to get back to that after struggling for so long, hoping that this is the start of a good year for the Valkyries under Scott Fogarty. A long ball deflection back towards the Bearcats, and now Sarah Owen's going to get some action her way. She'll push it over to center. Center thought about going to Epple. Instead, they'll continue to play it on the back line. McCarthy with plenty of room to work.
Lander has had a lot of action in the final third in tonight's match so far.
Headed into the middle. Cantor. It's a right side to Robinson. And out of play, throw in Lander.
Now, a moment like this, you have to give credit to Converse's midfield. They've shut down a lot of opportunities so far.
They really have. I mean, you can look at it and say, well, the Bearcats have not taken advantage of a lot of chances, but no points for hitting the post.
Over the last 5-10 minutes, Converse has gotten a lot more aggressive on defense and some more on the attacking front too.
And Lander's constant barrage of shot attempts has slowed considerably here. Now Cantor, nice little heel kick. Now the Valkyries back into the middle. We'll send it along to Plyler.
Converse looks to work up the field. They work to the right side, cross in. Will be shut down easily by Sarah Owen in the box.
So Robinson on that far side was looking for help, but nobody got there. And Owen with an easy pickup.
Cruising along here at the back half of the first half here. Van Taylor Stadium on the campus of Lander University, Jeff May Complex, as Lander continues to work up the far left side.
We talked about the way that this team really came together last year. There's a long ball ahead to Beeson on the far sideline. Beeson swings it out wide. Now looking to operate. They'll try to curve it back into the middle. The ball misplayed momentarily.
Ref calls advantage for Converse as the ball goes back in the box and is stopped by Darren Bankston.
This Lander team, Joey, they come into this match an 8-game unbeaten streak here at home. They have not lost a match at Van Taylor Stadium. You got to go all the way back to October 25th, 2017, the last time the Bearcats fell here at home. They had never gone unbeaten at home in a season until last year, a 6-0-2 mark.
A small chance by Converse quickly stuffed out by Kylie Epple on the far side of the field near Lander's goal. Nice cross up to Gracie Beeson. She works the side.
Beeson tried to sneak it through there. The Valkyries will deflect it off of Fisher, and a throw-in for Converse here in the 33rd minute. .12:15 remaining in the first period. Lander holding a 1-0 advantage. We'll have a substitution. The Valkyries will bring in Stephanie Cumez-Ortiz. She'll take Robinson's place. Meanwhile, for the Bearcats, Katie Arthur, the sophomore midfielder from Chapin, South Carolina, will check into the match. Bearcats have only made 2 substitutions so far this evening. They brought in about 5 minutes ago Tessa Simmons, sophomore defender out of the Sunshine State. She checked in for Yandel for her first appearance of the season. Ball ricocheted about in the attacking third for Lander, but now Converse with an opportunity to counter, and they'll try. Near side to Albritton. Albritton trying to outrace Fisher. Inside of her foot, she pushes it to the middle. Their Cats will poke it free. That was Arthur who got in there immediately after coming off the bench and gets Lander possession back.
Kylie Epple throws it in for the Lander Bearcats. Gets out to around midfield.
Left side, Bearcats attacking once more. Long run from Simmons. Got a little ahead of herself. Knocked away and out of play into the tree line. Bearcats will have it as the clock approaches the 10-minute mark remaining in the first period.
Lander works it back up. Kylie Epple on the far side, on the near side, works it up to Emily Germstead. Germstead has it, crosses back over, crosses it into the box. Deflected back out to Epple. Back over to Germstead, who once again crosses it into the box. It falls for Brianna Taylor. She gets it kicked away, falls to Gracie Beeson, shoots it, and quickly stuffed out by Darian Bankston.
There's a lot of traffic there on Beeson's shot attempt. They'll send it on. Nobody deep for the Valkyries and plenty of time for McCarthy. Fisher. Ball over the end line. We got a corner kick coming up for Lander.
Corner kick for Lander.
Once again, Emily Germstead and Kelsey Fisher converge at the corner flag. Looks as they're going long, just swinging it into the box. Kelsey Fisher swings it in to the near post. Booted back out to the edge of the corner. Converse and Lander both playing equally as aggressively at this point in the match as we close in on halftime. Cross back into the box, ahead, and once again shot over the bar.
Brianna Taylor has another chance and another shot that goes high. She's been in front of the box, or in front of the goal, it seems, the entire night.
Brianna Taylor has played very aggressively ever since she received a yellow card that was not to her liking. Roughly halfway through first half.
She keeps putting herself in great positions. She has not been able to finish one yet. All sent away and out of play. Turnover there will give the ball right back to the Bearcats.
6.5 to go here in the first half. Kylie Epple with it here on the near sideline. brings it up to Gracie Beeson.
A great little move there to get it back to Eppel. Now they got some space.
Eppel to Beeson.
Middle, deflected. Taylor settles it. Shot deflected away. Now Fisher going to try one, and it's into the traffic of purple jerseys. Out of play to Converse.
Once again, quickly back over to Kylie Eppel. She works the near sideline. Back out to Haley Bullig.
Center now ahead. Taylor. Let's turn on the Jets and go right side. Thought that Eppel was making the run. Instead, it's out of play. 40th minute of action. Lander with a 1-0 lead over the Converse Valkyries. Now Germstad on the end line, looking for help. In the middle, chance. Taylor had it knocked away from her. Oh, good defense there by the Valkyries. Bearcats still with an opportunity, and that one pushed high and away. Well, that was the shot attempt there was from Bollig.
Number 11, Michelle Rode, senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, checks in for number 3, Devin Plyler from
first action of the night for Rode. As we enter the 42nd minute of the half.
The ball has been hovering in this half of the pitch pretty much all night. Save for a couple crossbars in post, Converse has done a brilliant job stuffing out some runs.
Left side, Bearcats looking for room. Back over to Bollig. Bollig.
Lander obviously very relieved that they have the 1 goal on the board, but they would love to make it more before the end of this half.
It was a beautiful run too. Germstad on the near side, put it in the box right at the feet of Eppel, buried it in the upper part of the net. Those two teamed up for the game winner last year in a memorable match in overtime here against the Flagler Saints. It was a very similar looking play that ended that match. Putting on the brakes, put it back into the box, good cross there on the way, but the Valkyries able to deflect it out. Minute 43, Lander trying to double up the lead here before halftime. Middle, sent back again. Now can Converse counter? No, McCarthy was all over that one. Great job there by Brennan McCarthy. In the middle, Arthur. Taylor ahead. Germstad with a chance. Shot on the way. Oh, just over the crossbar.
Called offside just as she was making the run.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. Germstad, just all of the shots from her so far tonight, just about 2 feet too high. As that one would have been negated even if it had found the back of the net. She is whistled for offsides. It is the 4th offsides infraction of the night against the Bearcats.
And as you know, the very cliche statement in sports, the longer you let someone hang around, the better they feel about their chances they could possibly win this game.
Well, the Bearcats with the 1-goal lead, but of course for Converse, if they want to try to get back in the match, you got to get some shots off. They've only attempted 1 shot tonight. Lander has completely dominated possession and has outshot the Valkyries 12-1. So a 1-goal lead is plenty if the other team never gets a look at the net. And that's what has happened here in the first period, as Lander just continues to create chances. Now Fisher into the middle. back to Bollig. Converse is kind of sitting back there. No one really came after Bollig. Now Fisher wants to chip it high. And another offsides flag goes up on Germstad. Converse just kind of packing themselves into that middle third on their half of the pitch, and they're not really pressuring anything up towards midfield, and they're just keeping a very tight line just beyond the box, and Bearcats keep trying to get to Germstad. They keep squeezing her out of the equation. In the final minute of the period, Lander up 1. Center will head it on. Now a free ball deep, but center's got plenty of time to race back and get it.
Looks as if Lander is just going to run the clock out in this half with 30 seconds left to go in the first.
And if you're Chris Eyre, and you look at this one, and yeah, it's a 1-goal advantage. You might want some more, but my goodness, his team.
Quickly, as I say that, Lander works up towards the midfield.
Yeah, maybe not so much trying to bleed the clock out as Bankston comes up and collects that one. You've got a 1-goal lead. Your defense has really extinguished any hope the Valkyries have had of finding the equalizer. In your offense, they're nipping all around that net here in the first 45 minutes of play. And as we go to the break, it's a 1-0 lead for the Bearcats. We'll step aside, come back with second half action. You're listening to Bearcat Soccer on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on being part of the second largest crowd in women's soccer history with 327 fans in attendance tonight. Fans, the Blue Army app poll question of the game has just been posted. Log into the Blue Army app to answer the following poll question. Everyone gets 5 points for answering and an extra 10 points for answering correctly. The poll question is, how many times has Lander women's soccer defeated Converse in program history? You have until the end of halftime to answer the question when the question will be announced. Don't miss your opportunity to earn points on the Blue Army app where you can cash in your points for prizes. Now please direct your attention to the field for our halftime entertainment.
All right, so let's set it up. Let's set it up. Set the ball. Don't stop. Come on, you got it. You got it. 7. Come on, you're a fighter. You're a fighter. 8. 9. Come on, one more. 10. All right, drop the bat and good luck. Oh. Hey, you were that close. That's all right. Give him a hand, everybody. Give him a hand. That's Jonah. All right, our next contestant is Robert. He is a sophomore computer science and mathematics major from the Citadel. Come on, give it up for Robert, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh, it's kind of tricky. It's tricky. Hey. 8, 9. Come. 10. All right, let's go. Let's go. Make it. Yeah! Hey, you got to do this. You got to do this. Do the slide. Do the slide. Do the slide. All right, he made it. Congratulations. You won yourself a gift card. All right, next contestant. His name is Phoenix, the rugby team representing out here tonight. Rugby team, where you at? That's all right. Phoenix, sophomore, criminology major from Lexington, South Carolina. Are you ready, Phoenix? Here we go. Go. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Lord. Try again. 8, 9. Come on. Good try. Good try. Hey, the point was to make the goal, not go over, but we'll get it next time, right? All right. Oh, here comes my favorite right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Lizzie right here. Lizzie, sophomore. I think you got some fans out there, Liz. Sophomore, math major from Mont's Corner, South Carolina. You ready for it? No, you're not ready? Well, guess what? It's about to happen. All right, here we go. Let's cheer on Lizzie, y'all. Let's do it. Hold on. We got to hold these glasses. I got you. I got you. We won't break these glasses. Ready? Go. 1, 2. Come on. Put a little gallop in there. 3, 4. Take it slow if you need to. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. All right, let's kick that ball and that goal. Come on, get that Chick-fil-A. Yeah! Take that glass. Give it up for Lizzie, y'all. She did that. All right, last and certainly not least, our final contestant is JD. He's a junior computer information systems major from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Are you ready, JD? Here we go. 1, 2. Put that head on that bat, son. Put the head on the bat. The head, not your hand, the head. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, speed up. And 10. Good luck. Here we go. Oh, so close. Everybody, let's give these 5 contestants a hand. Good job, good job. Come on off the field. And we'd like to thank Chick-fil-A of Greenwood, South Carolina. We'll be back again, not for this game, but hope for the next one. You can have your chance too.
Army app poll question of the game. The poll question was, how many times has Lander women's soccer defeated Converse in program history? The answer is 11. Tonight marks the 12th meeting between Converse and Lander. The Bearcats on a perfect 11-0-0 record over the Valkyries. These squads last met on September 22nd, 2010, as Lander earned the 4-0 victory at home. If you answered this poll question correctly, you earned 15 points. Be sure to check in to tonight's game too, which is worth 10 points that you can cash in for rewards. If you haven't done so, be sure to download the Blue Army app for free on the Apple, iTunes, and Google Play online stores. That's 10 games, earn points, and get rewarded.
Welcome you back into Van Taylor Stadium. Rickson Lane, Joey Ellis with you on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Lander with a 1-0 lead at the half over the Converse Valkyries in the season opener for both clubs tonight here in Greenwood, South Carolina, the Jeff May Complex. And we're glad to have you with us this evening. Both clubs looking like they will go with the same starting 11, from the beginning of this match. And Joey, in that first half, the Bearcats up 1-0, and Chris Ayer making the comment at halftime says they got to find a way to score some more goals. But this has been a first half that really, aside from a couple of brief moments, was really controlled by this Lander club. And as Chris pointed out, said we're playing very well. Just would like to have a little bit of an added lead at this point, but outshot Converse 12-1 in the first half and really controlled the possession for the majority of the opening 45 minutes.
Lander is building very good chances so far tonight, and they look to continue that as the lights come on here in the second half in the final 45.
So the Bearcats will be going right to left now as you are watching or listening on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. The Valkyries will be heading to our right. It'll be the Bearcats to kick it off here to begin the second period of play. Lander will go with Eppel, Doomey, Taylor, Beeson, Center, Germstad, Yandel, McCarthy, Bollig, Fisher, and Owen in goal.
And quickly, we're up here in Converse's half.
There's Yandel near side. Push it out to Germstad. Germstad wants to turn. Germstad going to cross, too strong, and it skips out of the box.
Taylor picks it up.
She'll run it down there. She wants to turn into the middle. Bunch of purple jerseys in the way. The Valkyries, it's Munch, Westbrook, Canner, Fangman, Robinson, Mancinelli, Noon, Albritton, Berwager, and Plyler, with Bankston in goal. Germstad to the middle. Pass picked off. Now fight for it. We're going to foul call on Lander. This one's going to go against Devin Doomey, and she wound up atop Aiden Cantor.
Just like in the first half, Lander decided to come out quick here in the second half, trying to push their 1-0 advantage up to 2.
There's Doomie. Send it over to the right-hand side. And listening in at halftime, the Valkyries looking to try to counter some of this aggressive behavior from Lander in ways that they have really been pushing offensively. Converse trying to get some quick hitters if they have opportunities to. Germstadt wants to turn the corner again, but walled off by 3 Valkyries, and then the ball, a sloppy turnover there from Converse. Lander will get it right back.
I'd like for Lander to string out some chances in this half. Try to build a little bit faster runs in the final third. They're getting good runs. They're just missing on. They're not being very head smart at the final third. They get ahead of themselves. And as we mentioned in the first half, they were shut down by 2 crossbars and 3 post shots.
And a couple of nice saves as well. I don't want to make it sound as though Darian Bankston hasn't made some nice plays in goal for Converse, because she has. And the one goal she did allow, I mean, Eppel just got a great pass from Germstadt and was really right in front of the net. Now Germstadt tries to cross it, but that's going to be deflected, and we're going to have a corner kick coming up for the Bearcats. Their first corner of the half. In the first half, Lander was awarded 2 corners. Converse has not had a corner. They've not been called for offsides. They've not committed a foul. There's a lot of zeros on the board right now for the Valkyries. Lander, 12 shots, 2 corners, 5 offsides, and 4 fouls.
Germstadt swings it in to the box.
Headed left side. Now pushed back to Yandel. There's Germstadt with time, crossing it. Taylor, back to Beeson. Beeson hesitates, now sends it in. Save made by Bankston, and there's another one. Oh, Gracie Beeson put that one in a very tough spot. And
once again, an incredible save by Darian Bankston. She has done an incredible job besides that 1 goal let up.
Tell you what, credit the junior from San Angelo, Texas, as Beeson, that's a very difficult shot she put on target.
And as I mentioned, although Converse hasn't had chances at all in their half, they only have 1 shot. They have tons of confidence that they can find a way to even this game up before it's all over.
The Bearcats with an opportunity, another corner kick. They'll send it high. Now the entry, deflected, but back to Yandel once more. Here's McCarthy.
Lander playing very smoothly until it gets to the final third. They have good chances and seem to be a little too quick on the trigger for their goal scoring opportunities.
On this half, they have put together some nice chances in the Beeson play. Really well targeted as the Bearcats whistled for offsides, their 6th such infraction of the evening. We are in minute 50, and Lander holding a 1-0 lead over these Converse Valkyries on a night where the Bearcats playing in front of the 2nd largest crowd in program history. 327 faithful turning out for the season opener, and as we mentioned in our opener, there are a lot of people very intrigued by this women's soccer program after the spectacular campaign they put together last year en route to a 12-2-3 record and a trip to the NCAA tournament as the 3rd seed in the Southeast region. And they dropped a heartbreaker in penalty kicks to Lincoln Memorial. Now a run, a chance. Taylor, can she get it in? She can! Breonna Taylor bends it just inside, past the effort of Bankston, and Lander doubles the lead. It's 2-0. Bearcats on top.
An incredible goal by Breonna Taylor as it looked like her body was falling behind the goal. Seemed to just barely get it over the line and into the back corner.
Fisher crossed it up, and then there was a touch from Germstadt, and Taylor ends it with a nice looking shot into the corner. Breonna Taylor's first goal of the year.
Lander breathing a little bit more relaxing sighs of relief as they finally double up the lead to 2-0. They quickly work back up to Germstad on the near sideline.
And again, for these Bearcats, you make this many opportunities, something's going to fall your way.
The first foul of the game called on Converse, and it looks like there may be a card given out.
Yeah, I think a booking is going to accompany it. You're right. Cantor getting the talking to, but it does not appear, at least at the moment, that there's been anything.
No card, just a free kick right outside the 18.
Yeah, there is a card. I think they got number 12, Aiden Cantor. Or was that a card? No. I think that they just whistled her for a foul there. Shot wide. Fisher missing up and away. Yeah, there was not a card assessed there.
No card, just a quick talking to set up the free kick spot, and now goal kick for Converse as they try to get a run back in play.
53rd minute, Lander with a 2-0 advantage over the Valkyries.
First time this half, Converse gets a run up the field. But as soon as I say that, Lander quickly stuffs it out and gets it back up on their half.
There's just really been nothing there all night. Bearcats have done a great job. And
Quickly swung out on the far sideline to Emily Germstad. She gets up, crosses it back into the box. Quickly stuffed out and into the corner.
Deflected away by the Valkyries. I was going to say before that Lander run there, sometimes on the back end in a game like this, sort of similar to when, in baseball, if you've got an infielder or an outfielder and there's not really a lot of balls being put in play, sometimes you can fall asleep defensively and not be ready when action does come your way. And credit this Lander back line. It's got a bunch of upperclassmen on that back line, does Chris Ayer, and although they have not really been tested very often, when they have been ready. That one off the side of the net. A 2-0 lead for Lander. Eppel and Taylor, have been responsible for the 2 goals.
Ball trickles out for a Lander throw.
Back in the middle, McCarthy leads it ahead for Yandel. There's Beeson trying to hem her in. The cross headed back. Fisher. Ballig, and then Ballig's will skew it off her foot into the Bearcat bench, and a throw-in coming for the Valkyries. We appreciate those of you tuning in on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network, and we remind you, if you want to keep track of all things happening with Lander Athletics and catch every call and every game on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network, subscribe to us on YouTube. YouTube.com/Lander Athletics is where you can find the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Beautiful night for soccer here at Van Taylor Stadium. Ball right of the box. Lander trying to put it back in the middle. Valkyries clean it out. Lander looking to put together another attack. Fisher making space. Finally will play it back to Bollig. And that one's sent away. And a goal kick coming up as Converse will have possession.
As Lander has a 2-goal advantage, I expect them to play a little bit more conservatively to close out the game here. I would expect that, but seems like they're not giving up on their chance to score more.
Well, again, heard Chris Ayers speaking to his team at halftime and said, look, guys, we're playing well. Their keepers made some shots. We got to continue to push and try to score some goals. Some games later on in the year. Now, this is a Converse team that's dealing with new coaching staff, trying to get a program back on track. But there will be other nights where you're going to have to take advantage of as many chances as you can. Good idea there as the ball's poked out of bounds by the Valkyries. That was Noon that got a piece of it. Minute 57, Lander up 2-0 on the Converse Valkyries out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Again, Converse looking to make some history here tonight. They have never left a match with Lander with even a draw. They are 0-11 all time in this series. The Bearcats began playing back in 1998. These two clubs have not met in 9 years. 2010, the last time they got together.
Germstad to Fisher to
Doomy, and she'll just roll one in, and easy pickings there for Bankston.
Lander looking for more chances. They seem to like what they have. They seem to have a good formation on the outside of the form. Pushing up, giving good chances, getting good through balls. It's just they're looking for more of the attacking on the final third.
This is a Bearcat unit that it looks like these 11 are the ones that Chris Ayers really wants to see a lot of tonight. There have been some substitutions in the first half. We saw Tessa Simmons, we saw Katie Arthur. And imagine as this one gets later, we might see some more Bearcats make their season debuts. But I think this is the group that Chris Ayers thinks could be a special unit. And again, he's got a lot of players that have played a lot of meaningful games. And Owen, Eppel, Doomy, Taylor, McCarthy, that core group of juniors, Germstad and center at the front and the back of the formation respectively. And then Kelsey Fisher, a sophomore that played a ton last year. And you look at Haley Bollig.
Ball falls to Brianna Taylor, shoots it, and it's once again knocked down by Darian Bankston.
Kind of a scramble to get it out of the box. And the ball sent out of play, and another Bearcat throw-in on the way. Almost 60 minutes into this one, and Lander up 2-0. Ahead to Germstad, but deflected. Good idea there from Doomy. The ball sent into the middle, mishit there from Plyler. Bearcats come away with it.
Looks like Lander will have a substitution come on the next dead ball. 18, Paige Kaiser from Leesville, South Carolina will check in for Brianna Taylor.
Kaiser will get in for her first action of the night and of the season. As we enter the 61st minute of action, Lander with a 2-goal advantage, shot on the way, rolled wide left. Couldn't quite see who that one came from. have our substitution. Kaiser comes on.
Bearcats now in number 18, Paige Kaiser.
That was Beeson that wound up and fired that long shot.
Ref plays advantage.
Taken away by Lander, given right back.
Ball booted out for Converse throw. Crowd shouts for handball, but none given.
The one that just rolled in right before the sub. Beeson. What? Yeah, shot and save.
Emily Germstad is onside as she works up towards the corner. Crosses into the box. Tries to get a cross off into the box, but it's deflected and right to the goalkeeper, Bankston.
Contact there. Germstad wanted a call, but she will not get one. Minute 63 upcoming. Bearcats up 2. Headed high in the midfield. Fisher controls it. Then pulled back, and that's an easy call right in front of the official. Gianna Mancinelli grabbed an armful of Kelsey Fisher.
Brittany McCarthy to put the ball back in play. She crosses it deep into the box. There was a small look there for Gracie Beeson, but Bankston stuffs it out and quickly picks up the ball.
Bearcats about to go back to the bench. We'll see Katie Arthur return to this game.
Katie Arthur will check in for Kelsey Fisher. Katie Arthur is sophomore midfielder for Chapman, South Carolina.
On the far side, Bearcats have it over the in line. We'll have a goal kick coming up for the Valkyries.
A flurry of substitutions coming on now.
Substitutions for the Bearcats. Now coming in number 5, Lauren Schuba.
Lauren Schuba will check in for the first time, the senior from Simpsonville, South Carolina, into the match. Meanwhile, for Converse, Stephanie Cummins-Ortiz, a sophomore defender out of Myrtle Beach, on for Scott Fogarty's club.
Ball put back in play. Lander quickly picks it back up. Cancer has been playing brilliant defense all night, stuffs it out and puts it back up ahead. But once again, Lander's back line holds serve.
Giando will chase that one out of play, and a throw-in coming for the Bearcats. Whistle near sideline.
Another substitution for Lander. Number 19, Ashley Simon, freshman midfielder from West Columbia, South Carolina, will check in for number 23, Ashley Early.
Bearcats play it back near side. Ball pushed back to center. Ashlyn Simon debuts for the Bearcats. Her first entrance as a collegiate soccer player. She'll replace Devin Doomey. '67th minute of action. The Bearcats up 2-0. Good header there by Shuba. Lander wanted to try to, or the Converse, pardon me, tried to get a counterattack. Nice roaming play there by Simon. Beeson runs it down in the middle, deflected. Valkyries, can they counter here? Try to get it out quickly to Cumez Ortiz and out of play.
Lander quickly works it back in. Number 15, Brandon McCarthy, up to number 5, Lauren Shuba. Out to Mackenzie Yandel here on the near sideline. She pushes it forward. Looks for Germstad. Excuse me, Beeson.
Converse thwarts the attack for a moment before McCarthy knocks it over. Intended for Arthur. Now Beeson weaving through traffic. Beeson, a couple of nice moves there with Beeson. She has looked so smooth with the ball at her feet tonight. And now
Gets it to Germstad.
The cross. Off the fingertips of Bankston, and Lander had a player there, and she just overran it. And of course, as the attacker there, you're not going to stop there, but if she had held her ground in front of the net, that ball would have been right to her. Now they'll try again, straight into the midst of Bankston, and she'll wrap her arms around that one.
A great ball by Brennan McCarthy up to Mackenzie Yandel. The ball deflected back out, and another Lander throw.
McCarthy will take it.
McCarthy up to Germstad.
Bearcat throw in. Beeson. Shot on the way from Arthur. Deflected by Bankston. Ball's loose. The Valkyries finally kick it out of danger. And boy, everybody just kind of stopped there. Might have been a chance for the Bearcats. Converse finally got out of play, and it will be a throw in to the Valkyries.
Substitution for the Valkyries now in number 4, Lillian Rinda.
Bearcats give it to Beeson. Beeson with space. Ball sent on and wide. So the shot attempt there from Beeson goes wide.
Checking into the ball game. Kylie Epple and Becca Grant. Kylie Epple back on the pitch after a break.
Becca Grant, meanwhile, sophomore out of Roswell, Georgia. First action of the evening. 71st minute, Lander up 2-0.
This is the dream scenario for Chris Ayer, to have a comfortable lead late in the game so he could shuffle on some new faces and new places.
And really, if you're Chris Ayer, and again, 19 plus minutes remaining in this one, there's a lot of time for a lot of things to happen. But if this scoreline holds and the Bearcats and Valkyries play this won out the way it's kind of gone all night, you get your multi-goal victory, you get a lot of players in the match, and you also can go back and look on film and say, it's a good effort, a solid effort, a lot of stuff that we could clean up just a bit, and that turns it into a spectacular game for us, which is kind of the coach's dream there, as we'll have a throw in from Micah Spickerman, freshman from Charleston, South Carolina.
The midfield for Lander tonight has been a bright spot for them, as well as the final third attacking front.
Number 27 for us came in at some point. She's not listed. We didn't get her in. She just threw it in.
Bearcats have worked really well on the near and far sidelines tonight, as well as in the middle at times too, but that's another area that they can clean up going forward. We crossed under 18 minutes to go in this match. Darian Bankston punts it out to around midfield. Converse picks it up. Number 27, Micah Spickerman, crosses out Emily Germstad. She gets it right before it goes out of bounds. Crosses it into the box. Just over. Another great chance for the Lander Bearcats as Emily Germstad got to the corner, decided to cross it into the box and shot it right over the bar.
2-0 Bearcat lead. Rickson Lane, Joey Ellis with you on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Good to have you join us tonight. The season opening contest between the Bearcats and Valkyries.
17 minutes left to go in the match. Lander gets it up. Beeson has it in the box. Stuffed away by Izzy Fangman as she shoots out of bounds into the tree line for another Lander throw.
16:40 remaining in this one.
Lander works the far sideline trying to get a chance. Going a little slow trying to run out most of the clock. The next dead ball will have number 11 Michelle Rowe checking back in for number 20 Heaven Robinson on the Converse side of things. Lander working the middle, crosses it back in. Shot on goal, saved by the keeper, Bankston. Bankston's eyesight was blocked just a little bit, so she had to move. She had to drop to her knees to catch that one on the fly. Another great save by Bankston. Number 20, Katie Newton, out of a sophomore midfielder out of Marietta, Georgia, checks in for Gracie Beeson. And now in for Converse, Michelle Rowe for Heaven Robinson.
Bearcat lead still as we are in minute 76.
A look around the Peach Belt Conference. We have some final scores in tonight. University of West Georgia The University of West Georgia defeated Young Harris 2-1. Clayton State beat Auburn Montgomery 4-1. Belmont Abbey defeated USC Aiken in a thriller 4-3. North Georgia beats Limestone 4-1. And there's a couple more games that are in action right now, including ours. And there was a postponed match between Francis Marion and Coker. The only other match that's live right now is Bruton Parker and Georgia Southwestern. That's your Peach Belt Conference roundup as we close out. As we round into under 14 minutes left to go in this match tonight with your Bearcats leading 2-0.
Opening night for many teams, men and women's side across the conference. Of course, the Bearcat men are not in action tonight, but tomorrow morning they load up and roll down to the Yellowhammer State as they'll head to Alabama to take on the Alabama Huntsville Chargers on Friday night. And then Sunday afternoon, it's a trip to West Alabama to tangle with the Tigers as Lander takes its number 5 national ranking on the road for a couple of tough opening tests to begin the season before they come back home for the home opener with Newberry next Wednesday. Meanwhile, Bearcat volleyball, they get their season started tomorrow. Queen Fall Classic in Charlotte, North Carolina. 4 matches for the Bearcats. They'll see Grand Valley State and host Queens tomorrow. And then Saturday, matchups with Belmont Abbey and Converse. And cross country in action on Friday night as well. They head to Spartanburg, South Carolina for the Converse kickoff. The squads under the direction of Kevin Scola will compete for the first time this season. And women's tennis will open up its fall action over the weekend. They go to Wingate for the Wingate Invitational. The fall is officially here in Bearcat country.
Fall sports season is in full swing all around us.
Of course, you've got both golf teams be teeing off in the next few weeks. Rugby will be opening up its transition season from club sport. They will be a varsity sport this time next year. A lot happening around Greenwood, South Carolina in this athletic department. And it's begun here tonight with this women's soccer team, and they are just under 11 and a half minutes away from getting things started with a victory. They can hold on here. So as we move into the 80th minute of play, Germstadt comes off. She'll be replaced by number 13, Mackenzie Long, junior out of Matthews, North Carolina. Tessa Simmons back in the match. Bearcats running over midfield. Long ball down the sideline. Bearcats up 2-0, goals courtesy of Kylie Eppel and Brianna Taylor. We are officially now less than 10 minutes from the conclusion of this one, barring a vigorous Valkyrie rally. We'll need 2 to tie in the final 10 minutes. And the Bearcats will see if they can tack on another perhaps. Pass there intercepted by Newton. Long ball near sideline.
Tessa Simmons works up the sideline, gives it up to Ashley Simon. Back to Simmons.
Simmons trying to work to space. Now over to Newton.
Nice little ball there. Crossing the box once again. Swallowed up by Darian Bankston. 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in this match tonight. Converse looking for a single goal to at least build up to confidence going into the rest of the season. But I will say they have thoroughly impressed me tonight with, as you said, the abrupt resignation of their former head coach, new coaching roles and everything.
Yeah, this is a group that could have come into this match in shambles, and to their credit, they have fought hard. They've been overmatched, at least on the offensive end. Lander has really just held possession all night long. The Valkyries have had some sloppy turnovers that have harmed their cause, as there's a through ball deflected. There's certainly traces of a club that might be able to do some good things this year, so they kind of get accustomed to this style of play. And certainly the Bearcats hope that this is one of the tougher tests that they will face this year, that Converse faces this year, and that would mean that Lander has another fine season. So we're now in minute 83 of this one.
Lander once again works up the far sideline, quickly out to midfield. We got a runner.
Oh, a lot of space here. Chance for Newton. Newton back in the middle, shot on the way, into the upper right corner. My goodness, Katie Newton, beautifully executed there. And the Bearcats make it 3-0 in minute 83. What a gorgeous shot that was.
They saw Katie Newton running on the far left side of the formation. She crossed it in with a brilliant upper 90 goal. That makes it 3-0 Lander with 7 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the second half of this game.
Fantastic shot there from Katie Newton, the sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. That will be the second goal of her Bearcat career, and it was a fine one.
Lander has a goalkeeper change. No, 00 checks in for number 0. Courtney Weber checks in. Courtney Weber, sophomore out of Taylor, South Carolina, checks in for Sarah Owen.
3-goal lead for the Bearcats here in the 84th minute.
For Katie Newton, that's one way to impress the coach coming off a bench late in the game.
Tell you what, it was a fine-looking shot there, and I thought maybe when she had gotten that ball, she had maybe made a mistake by coming back to the middle where all the traffic was, but it shows what I know.
Another quick run by Lander. Micah Spickerman with it back. Playing games with it, gives it up to Mackenzie Long. Mackenzie Long gives it back to Ashlyn Simon. Back out towards the corner. A little too far, it looks like. Nope, it's kept in. At the last moment, the far sideline judge rules it out of bounds for a goal kick. We close in on 5 minutes to go in this match tonight.
3-0 Bearcats lead. Converse will check in with Heaven Robinson replacing Michelle Road.
Substitution for the Valkyries now at number 20, Heaven Robinson.
Under 5 to play in this one. Ball sent back to Weber. Dangerous, but she plays it back.
As we go under 4 minutes to go in the match tonight, Lander just works it back and forth, trying to waste some time, give one last little run for some of the newcomers on the pitch tonight. Some players that also have been sitting on the bench all night long, trying to give them a little bit game action, trying to get their feet wet for some bigger matches later on in the season.
Minute 87, a 3-0 Lander lead. I'll play back to the Bearcats.
As any competitor, you gotta think Chris Ayre would love more goals in this game, but I think he would be satisfied winning this game 3-0 after a pretty unfortunate first half, I would say, after so many chances went off the crossbar and post.
Again, something he can talk to his team about. So, we had chances to make this one even heavier in our favor. The Bearcats will have 6 days to check the film and get ready to take on the Coker Cobras next Wednesday night. So we'll bring you a fun doubleheader between the Bearcat women and Coker, and then the Lander men and Newberry. Games at 5 and 7:30 respectively. Bearcats opened the season with 3 home matches, and Lander loves that. Ball on the far sideline.
In the final 2 minutes of the match.
Bearcats getting a lot of folks into this game. A lot of people with some opportunities. A lot of players making their debuts. And like I said, this is a team that Chris Ayre says, got to learn about what some of these players can do, some of these new players and the returners. We want to see where the improvement has been made. Certainly appears like he thinks this is a group, the starting 11 and the majority of the players he put out there, that with some big game experience and a couple of new faces, a chance to do some good things. That cross just off the mark there. So we approach the final minute of action in the home opener, and it has been a successful one for the Lander Bearcats, holding a 3-0 lead over the Converse Valkyries, and they will move to 12-0 all-time against Converse and 1-0 on the season. The unbeaten home streak will improve to 9 consecutive matches.
Lander corner to close out the night. Looks like they'll just sit on the ball and run this one out.
15 seconds to go. We'll see if the Bearcats put one in play here. Chance to practice your set piece. We're going to give it a shot. Kick on the way. Deflect it out.
And that should do it right there.
And it will do it. The Bearcats, a 3-0 winner over Converse in the season opener. A 1-0 start for Chris Ayre's club, and that'll do it for us tonight on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. For my broadcast partner, Joey Ellis, I'm Rickson Lane, signing off. Lander a winner, 3-0 in the home opener. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday night.
Paws up and go Bearcats.
Don't forget, fans, coming up, we will have our interview with our player of the match, Kylie Epple. Our player of the match, that interview is coming up right after this.
Why are both cameras off? Yep. Hey Turner, is it on? It's on, right? It'll be on whenever we go. Kylie. No, you played that too. We'll talk about both. We're gonna go right over like that corner right there where also is. See where also is with the camera? Got the black shirt. Okay. Are you okay? Can you see?
I was looking at the press
I
box.
know you can. Good? Nope. Tell me where you want me. What? Okay. You're really gonna do that? You're really gonna do that?
Wait, can you tell me the question? Okay.
And then just defensively, how are you guys? You guys only allowed one shot. Just kind of what went into that. Back here at Van Taylor Stadium, a 3-0 victory for the Lander women's soccer team in the home opener over Converse. And we're here for our player of the match, Kylie Epple. Kylie, you score what turns out to be the game winner, a nice little tandem play between you and Emily. What led to that run that got you such a nice look?
We were playing a really, really good defense out of the back, and we were keeping really great possession. And honestly, we owe it all to the defense and compact defending. And I won a ball, and I played it to Emily, and she beat the whole back line like she always does, and she made it easy for me. I just slotted it in the back of the net, and yeah, that's about it.
You mentioned the defense. You guys really suffocated them tonight, only giving up one shot allowed. What allowed you to have such success and really not give them a chance to get back in this match?
Well, I mean, defense wins games, 100%. We have been working day in and day out on defense and just making sure we are impeccable and not letting any shots out. Like every single practice, that's a win. If we don't let a goal shot, that's a win. So, yeah, that's what we did.
A goal, and she leads the shutout effort defensively. Kylie Apple, our player of the match. Be sure to tune in with us next Wednesday as the Bearcats host Coker here at Van Taylor Stadium. Have a blessed evening, everybody. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.